Yeah, don't be fooled by Logan Paul's PR stunt. It's a PR stunt. He's still a scumbag when it comes to CryptoZoo, and he's still ripping a bunch of people off. This guy is just terrible, and there's people still out there defending him. Let's go. Skip it up and that up. Hey everybody, quick shameless plug. I have a live stream channel called RTU Streams, and I have a music channel. Links to both of those below in the description. One is where I live stream every day, and one is where I upload music that I produce. Go check both of them out. Shameless plug done. I have a bird on my table. Let's continue. It's a beautiful bird. So everyone knows and loves Logan Paul, right? He's the guy who found someone who ended themselves in a forest in Japan. Yeah. He used to be a Vine star when Vine was a thing. Remember that? Yeah. He's a boxer, too, now. Yeah. Well, no, he's like a wrestler. Whatever, I don't care. I don't watch any of that crap. But he's come quite a long way from him and his brother's Vine videos. And one of the things he started when crypto was really blowing up was he was going to create something called CryptoZoo, which was going to mint NFTs and then it started off with controversy right away because some of the NFTs people were claiming were stock Adobe Photoshop images. I just found this out recently. That alone should have been damning enough right there. Adobe stock images. I don't know why I said Photoshop. My apologies. But he was just taking images from like the pile and being like, hey, this is a very rare NFT. It'll make you money. Coming right from Adobe. Oh my god. CoffeeZilla should have just did a video on that alone. And then after CoffeeZilla exposed all the bad actors, the very not so great people that Paul associated with creating CryptoZoo, and then he actually threatened to sue CoffeeZilla, if you remember that. How did that lawsuit go, Logan? Probably wouldn't be good to go in the stand against CoffeeZilla when you're, I don't know, guilty of scamming a bunch of people out of their money. Logan Paul did announce a $1.3 million buyback program, or refund program, I should say. He didn't follow through on that either. And CoffeeZilla called him out for that as well. You seeing a pattern with our dear friend Logan Paul here? Well, finally, after being called out by CoffeeZilla, after threatening to sue CoffeeZilla, after saying he's going to have a refund program and there is no refund program, after the NFTs he was making that were being minted were nothing more than Adobe stock images, allegedly, he finally is doing something to give back to the community that supported CryptoZoo. And some of these people lost like their life savings, which partially is on them. More than partially, I would say 70 to 80% is on them. Don't gamble your entire life savings on something that a social media influencer has put out there. Jesus Christ. He's going to actually set up a refund program. But there are huge asterisks to this that I don't see anyone talking about. And thank you to Attorney Tom for pointing this stuff out. There's a lot of people now exonerating Logan Paul, which even if there weren't these catches to his refund program, he should be called out for. But there's a lot of people saying, see, he's a good guy. No, he's still covering his asses. And a lot of people who allegedly worked with him, who bought tokens for CryptoZoo at the bottom, made out like bandits. And this does not justify what happened. Anyway, I'll read you part of Logan's. He's going to be suing people who were bad actors, allegedly. It's like 30 pages long on Twitter. I kind of sort of missed the days where you were limited to what you could say on Twitter to a small degree, but whatever. Continuing on here, he kind of points the blame at the CryptoZoo investors. And it's very interesting. Again, look, adults should know better than to empty out their bank accounts to spend money on something like Logan Paul was selling, but needless to say, this is just very shady of him right in his, I guess you could say, apology and announcement of a refund program. This is right from his Twitter post. Here we go. This buyback is a way for me to make whole those who intended to play CryptoZoo. The buyback is not intended to compensate those who gambled on the CryptoZoo market and lost. It's important to remember that the Zoo token was created to support the CryptoZoo game and its players. It was not intended as an investment vehicle. Sure as hell made it seem like it was, as outlined in the original white paper. Doesn't matter what was outlined in the white paper, you made it out to seem like something different. That's what you did. Now, it gets even better than this, and then I'm going to have Attorney Tom, a clip from his Twitter page, explaining something interesting about CryptoZoo. Now, this is all great, allegedly a great PR stunt for Logan Paul, right? He's actually making good on things. KSI is gargling his nutsack and saying, "See, told you Paul's a good guy." Well, I got a little something for you that I took away from all this, and this is right coming from the buyback program or a refund program for CryptoZoo. By accepting these terms, you acknowledge and agree that you are waiving any actual or anticipated claims against Paul. Do not accept this refund if you invested in CryptoZoo. I hope you didn't, but if you did, do not accept them. Don't. As well as against any related personnel, affiliates, agents, partners, employees, service providers, or representatives, the janitor, anyone else working there, even if people were walking by the office where they were putting the CryptoZoo scam together, you cannot pursue legal action against them. For monetary or equitable relief arising out of or in connection with CryptoZoo, including but not limited to this buyback, your purchase of any Zoo tokens or purchase of any CryptoZoo NFT, you further acknowledge that the buyback does not constitute an admission by Paul of your legal entitlement to any amount, nor does it constitute an admission of any responsibility in connection with any actual or anticipated claims relating to CryptoZoo. So, what's really being said here is that this is a way to, if you want some money back, which you would get like about a whopping $200, you take that money, guess what? You can't sue them because you actually took compensation from them. I bet you Logan Paul is really hoping that a lot of people who thought they were going to blow up with CryptoZoo take this buyback so he owes a lot less money. That's what this is really about. It shuts the case. People have to shut up because they saw this in the terms of service, and that's it. He thinks he can move on and just keep on making that cash money off of Prime drinks. This is why. Don't accept this money if you actually bought into CryptoZoo. Do not accept this refund. They want you to specifically for this. But now Attorney Tom, who's a high-stakes litigation and personal injury lawyer, he's gonna bring the rest of this home here and explain the real bad part. Make sure to check out Attorney Tom on Twitter. I'll have a link below to this video. Go follow him. He's an interesting dude. Anyway, this is what he had to say.
Zoo token. The founders assigned themselves billions of these Zoo tokens. They attempted to pay service providers, developers in Zoo tokens, allegedly. Allegedly, they bought Zoo token at an artificially low price because they stealth launched it, meaning they stealth launched the game to themselves, but not the public, so they could buy it up at a low price. They sure acted, in my opinion, like Zoo token was an investment vehicle. Zoo token, there was billions of dollars in trading volume in Zoo token, yet for their NFT buyback, they have no problem getting people to waive their claims for Zoo token. It's just so disheartening. It's just so disheartening to watch this kind of action unfold in real time. I would have loved if Logan came forward and said, here's the refund, no strings attached, start recouping some of your losses to our victims while we pursue the Zoo token aspect, right? But no, he has to try and put strings attached, and this just feels dirty. It feels deceptive. Obviously, our recommendation to our clients is we're still pursuing this case anyway. Our recommendation to clients is that do not engage with this refund because of this language.
So that's it. You can't turn around, Logan, and say, this wasn't an investment vehicle when you were paying developers, allegedly, in Zoo Token. If it was just something for gambling or whatever, why would you pay people in Zoo Tokens? You were paying like, hey, this is gonna blow up exponentially, so take our Zoo Tokens for different things. Why did you stealth launch it and buy a bunch of Zoo Tokens so when people bought into it, your tokens, which you bought at the bottom, would blow up in price? This is shady all around, and you're trying to turn a way to cover your ass and insulate yourself from legal action, which is what I read from the TOS for people who want a refund, into a good PR thing. You're trying to spin this into good PR. This isn't good PR. This is Logan Paul trying to save his ass from having to go to court and possibly pay out millions. If you were someone who bought into CryptoZoo, do not take this money. Do not see this man in court and see how much restitution you could get. This is a way for him to cover his ass, Logan Paul that is, and make himself look good in the process. And it's bullshit. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Check out my live stream and music channels linked below in the description. I'll see you in the next video. Now I have to take a dump.